Hi, Rose. Taking a look. The grades for this week's forum are going to be posted very early next week. I'm going to give everything's going to be due by Friday night, and I'm going to take a look at the forum over the weekend. But assuming there's some posts that need to get replies, which I imagine there will be, I'm going to give the weekend to the people in the groups to make any last minute posts that they might need to. And then on Monday, most likely on Monday, right after the second live stream, I'll end up grading those forums. I know people are going to want to see their grades for that, like ASAP. So usually Tuesdays are my grading day for things like that, but I'm going to try to get them up for you on Monday. For the movie poster, if you do that assignment, if you're doing the movie poster for next week, just submitting to me pictures of it is all I need. There's a couple ways that you can submit that. So I want you to submit it to me on Canvas, but Canvas isn't going to accept like a JPEG or something like that. You can just paste those pictures onto a Word document or a PDF and submit it that way. But the easiest way to submit it is going to be using a photo share website and just submitting the link to that. So that would be like Flickr or ImageGur or however you would actually pronounce that. I don't know how to actually say it. But if you don't have an account on those, you can very easily just post the pictures onto like a Word document or a PDF and submit those. And if you need to submit to me just a image link because none of those are working, then you can email me the image links, but I would prefer you to try to do the other options first and email me the JPEGs or whatever they are, only if absolutely necessary. It's a lot easier for me if everything's on Canvas. And Canvas might accept some file formats for images. Let me actually take a look at that. Okay, no, I did put that as a limiter. Okay, so you would have to just paste the images right onto a PDF or Word document. Um, that usually is pretty easy to do. You can convert it right to a PDF if you want. Or you can submit a link to it from a photo share site like Flickr or ImageGur or anything like that. And if you absolutely need to, email me the image links, the email, I can get any file format. But on Canvas, there's some file formats that it doesn't do so well on. And because there's so many different formats for images, I limited all of them just to make things a little easier. For like, I shouldn't say easier, I should say just to make it so that I'm not going to run the risk of you thinking you submitted something to me that Canvas doesn't actually display and I never actually get to see it. And you are welcome. And for those of you who jumped in here, I don't have anything directly to cover this week. Apologies for not being able to hold the early live stream today. I had a family thing going on that I had to take care of. So as far as where we are for this week, by now you could see from Monday, everyone's got their PowerPoints up. PowerPoints are available. I took a look. I didn't read through things, but I took a look just to make sure things were going correctly yesterday, and they're getting some comments on them. Obviously, some are getting more than others, but that's to be expected. I will ask that everyone makes their replies to the discussion questions by tonight. And then that leaves tomorrow for everyone in the group to go in, make sure that they take a look at their forum, they moderate their forum as necessary. For those of you who jumped in the past couple minutes, I'm going to take a look at them over the weekend, but assuming they look like I think they're going to, what I'm going to do is leave the weekend for you to still moderate your forum if you need to. And then I'll grade them on Monday is going to be my plan. Normally my big grading day is on Tuesday, and there's a lot of forums to grade, so possible that I'll finish up the grading on Tuesday, but I fully anticipate that the groups are going to be very, very anxious to find out how they did. The next week is personality. I will drag that towards the top of Canvas for you, like always. The Tuesday, Thursday classes both have the choice between the two assignments because there was the movie research poster that we were right in the middle of when we ended up going online. The Monday class didn't have that assignment as part of the class. So for the Monday class, it's just the one assignment that you do. For the Tuesday, Thursday classes, you can pick one of the two. And the only other thing I would mention is make sure you're thinking about step 3 and step 4. They are due on May 4th. Let me double check that I have the date right. On May 4th. So you have like 2.5 weeks to work on those. Right now is a good time to start taking a look at them, since a lot of you, I don't want to say most, a lot of you are probably done the requirements for this week, since it was just posting some replies. For those who aren't in those groups, probably a perfect time to start taking a look, organizing that second article, making a plan so that you don't wait till the last minute, because both of those assignments are both going to be due on Monday, May 4th. The poster does involve a couple of replies, just like you've been doing for the discussion boards since we've been online. It does need a couple of replies on Tuesday into Wednesday, but the main part of the assignment for the poster, which is the actual poster, and the entirety of the paper are both going to be due on May 4th. So don't put that off too long. And otherwise, that's all I have to add for you guys today. So it's really just what questions that you might have, whether it's assignment related for this week, for next week, for the paper, just general social distancing, quarantine life. That's basically it. I thought this week this live stream might be a little quieter, since everything was so front loaded to Monday for the groups, and then the beginning of the week for the replies. I didn't think there would be too much going on for this one, so I can see we're already down to just a couple people here. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to hang out for a while in case someone pops in that does. But if you don't have any questions, you don't have to hang out for the live stream for today. We'll be back again on Monday, and then we'll be talking specifically about personality. If you have some questions about personality for right now, we can definitely talk about it. But next Monday, we'll be talking about it more. And since that assignment's not due till Friday, I'm sure we'll still be talking about things come next Thursday as well. Are you talking about for the self or self concept paper, Keith? So as far as the self concept paper, I'd like to see 20 things in that list. At some, ultimately, you definitely are going to need to, pencil in some time to think about it. It's not the type of thing that all 20 will probably come to your, straight to your mind. It As far as the what you answer. So if as far as the answering, I am ... It could be just a like word or short phrase, but it could be specific or generalized. So it could be something specific to I am I am a good singer. It could be more generalized, like I am a warm person. Either one of those work. The big thing when you write the list is don't evaluate things before you write them down. So what that means is normally in life, what we do is we have the instinct before we say something. Just think about being in a classroom. The first thing that you might think of before you raise your hand to ask a question is this a good question? So what you're doing is evaluating yourself. What this activity is about is as best as you possibly can to not evaluate yourself. That's a term called evaluation apprehension. And as best as you can, you want to not worry about that. So this is specifically, that's what brainstorming does. You'll end up evaluating things after you finish the list. You go through and evaluate them one by one. While you're writing the list, I should say, while you're writing the list, try not to evaluate them. End results of how this works from seeing it in like textbooks, because this is something that they do, an exercise that's very common with therapy and with counselors and things like that. So it's written in like clinical psychology guides. So if you decide to go that route, you'll probably see this again. What they describe when they say that is to expect a little bit of time before you can think of the first few things. So like even if you were asking me to answer that myself, I didn't have things that would pop right into my mind. You'd have to probably think about it for a few minutes. And then what usually will happen is once you get started after the 2 or 3 minutes that you might need, a lot of things will come to you pretty quickly. And then you'll hit writer's block. You'll get to a point where, all right, I had like 5 to 10 things that popped into my head real quick, maybe 15, but probably not all 20. Get to this point where it feels like it doesn't matter how long I think, how hard I think, I can't get another idea. You have to get beyond that roadblock, that piece of writer's block. Now that can take 10 minutes. I could even take 20 minutes to get through. Most of you probably it'll take, I would guess, probably in that neighborhood of like 5 solid minutes to 10 solid minutes of just trying to think of more things. But eventually, some things will start to come to you again. They usually won't, from my experience with this isn't something I have in the guide. From my experience with this, they probably won't come rapid fire like they might at the very beginning of this assignment, but they'll start to come to you, maybe one every 30 seconds, one every minute kind of thing. And then you get through all of that to get that list of 20 things. So the truth is, this assignment, you need to spend probably a half an hour dedicated to just writing that list before you can actually evaluate them and write this paper up. As far as the list, it could be just describing words. It could be hobbies and interests and activities. It could be anything. It doesn't really matter so specifically what it is. If it's a way that you would answer that question of I am ... it can go down there. And then after you're done with all of it, that's when you start to evaluate. And you'll probably have a wide range of those things, from some hobbies that you might be really good with, to personality traits, to past experiences that went really well and what went well about them. You'll probably have a pretty wide array of things that come to you with this list. And then once you evaluate them all and you put them into the self or the self concept, I really am this, or I just think I am this, you'll be able to write the paper right up. The paper is reflectionary, so you will be high in the paper. It is a reflection, but I do want to see application. So what I mean by that is I want to see that you understood the self and the self concept. Awesome. I'm going to start on Monday when I go through everything. That's going to be part of Monday's live stream, is saying exactly that one more time, because the list is actually the hardest part of doing what you're doing. The paper I'm not very concerned with. It's getting a good list. That's going to be a little frustrating for some people, and I just want you to get past that. I'm really big on self-help type of things that you can hopefully get some practicality of. And this is one of those assignments, so that's why I wrote this up this way. It's an exercise that covers personality, as well as something that really hopefully can help a little bit. And that can be pretty valuable as we're dealing with the stages of this quarantine. That the next part of this, as I've been saying for quite a while, and now I'm starting to see these articles actually come out. Next part of this, because it's been so long, is going to be some fights with feeling down the dumps, and then transitioning to all kinds of mental illnesses. So this is definitely going to be a very good time for all of us to do a little self-reflection and try to keep our own psyches intact, because it's going to, I think most of us are all at the point or very close to the point where we're starting to go a little crazy. And as we start to go a little crazy, there's just a couple more steps to getting into some more significant issues with our psyche. Maybe not mental illness, but certainly some um, roadblocks, I guess is the best way I can describe it. Some things that we can really use some self help for. So, if this can double as something that can really help through this time, that's kind of what I'm hoping a little bit, is something that could be a little self help. Hopefully, it's something that we could take something positive out of. That's my goal. That's my goal for this one. That's why I'm not doing a discussion board for this one. If you have any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm really just hanging out for a few more minutes in case somebody pops in, but not too much more. I'm going to probably cover. I have a feeling for the live stream. Probably be about it. Dang, just getting emails and emails and emails. And one more announcement, like if anybody has any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to hang out for a couple more minutes, and then I'm just going to end the stream a little early when we've been live for about half an hour. So let me know if you have any questions. I think at this point, I can safely say that that's going to be all the questions for the live stream for today. So I am going to close up the window for now. You can always email me if you have any questions. And if not, I will be back here on Monday doing this again at 11:30 this time. 11:30 and 1:30. All right. See you soon.